Hello crafters, welcome to another episode of What's on My Desk. So let's go see what I've been working on, okay? So I decided to make some Altenew 3D dies. Some customers have been telling me that they are having a little bit of trouble with this. So I thought what I'd do is I do the Hibiscus Garden 3D die set, because look at all the pieces in here. See if I can just get that glare out for a minute. All the pieces, that's all the dies. I think there's 23 of them if I counted correctly. And they make the various hibiscus plants. And here it kind of shows you, gives you the how to line them up. And I'll go over that quickly. I don't want to take too much time. I like hibiscus. Now this is a pricey set. It's $52, but I will give you 20% off if you mention this video, okay? I should keep it a secret. Just mention it when you order it if you'd like it. Okay, so let me put my light back up. What else is on my desk? Okay, so over here we've got lots of scrap papers, all kinds of scrap papers going on. And over here we have the Cricut weeding tool set, and you'll see that I use these tools all the time. This is the set I use, and it's on Dutchpapercrafts 3. I have one set left at $24. I can order more if you don't get the one from Dutchpapercrafts 3. If it sells out, I can get more. It's a newer product, so it shouldn't be a problem. I use both of the purple tapes. I use the fat one and the thin one, and I'll explain, why I use those. The thin one is on Dutchpapercrafts 3. It's $4.25. Let's see, I put the little tapes on everything. 'Cause I'm a visual person, and I thought probably you are too. A lot of people are, a lot of crafty people are. The thicker one is a $7 tape. And I don't have that on Dutchpapercrafts 3, but I have one in stock left. I have one left if anybody wants to order that. And then I have my good old Xyron 250. Oh, these are so old. I don't even think they make them now. I think they're the 500s. But if you love this little guy, they have the newer ones that take all the cartridges, you just snap them in and out, and one size fits all, a lot smaller of a footprint in your craft room. If you know this is something you want, I do think they have a 500 series now. I can price them out. I didn't price any of this out because I figure if you want it, you can talk to me about it, okay? And then over here I have a little, believe it or not, well, I'm a nurse, so in the hospital they used to put the butter in here as condiments, and they toss them out when the trays that people didn't eat, because by New York state law they have to do that. And so the wonderful housekeepers used to grab these for me because they're wonderful for crafts and they're disposable, you know, no big deal. So what I do is I keep them on my desk, and I keep little things that I'm afraid I'm going to lose. I just put them in there because it's a pain in the neck going through your garbage can. You all know what I'm talking about. You've all done that. So what's in there right now are the little tips for these for the tools here, so they don't poke when they're being stored. So I just stuck them in there because they're clear, they get lost, they roll. Stick it. Now I was using some Stick It to adhere this. I mentioned the Xyron thing. I was using the Stick It. The Stick It has a pretty good price tag. It's $7.25 for how many sheets? 5 sheets, and they're roughly, I don't know, 8.5 by 11, 8 by 12. So it's a hefty price tag, but let's consider some things here. Maybe you don't want to invest in one of these little machines, whatever they cost. Maybe you don't want a footprint of another machine in your craft room. Maybe it's small and you need to get something like this is much easier for you to store in a drawer, okay? So that's why I included it. I use it. It's an excellent product. As a matter of fact, it was what I was using. And then I remembered my Xyron, and I was upset because my Xyron leaves sticky residue, and I don't like doing that, but I'll tell you how I got around that, okay? So now this is what I'm using because why not? It's cheaper for me, but I'll still use Stick It. Stick It's a good one to bring to crops too, because you have to drag a machine around. And of course, as I told you, my Gemini, since my last video, several customers have purchased a Gemini. I am so happy for you. They did not get them from me. Actually, both customers, we checked out, was there 2 or 3? 3 customers. We all checked out prices and got it the cheapest for them for where they could get it. it's like heavy machines and things like that. You know, I want you to enjoy it. I want you to do it. I want you to buy the other products from me, okay? So don't forget me. And but again, I hope to hear back from you people who bought this and let me know, okay? And here's the big tape. Here's my plates for the Gemini. Um, and of course, my samples. I want to get on and show you these samples. So, oh, and this will make sense later. Alcohol ink marker, just a Spectrum Noir. You use any old alcohol ink for what I'm going to show you. So here are the samples I made, okay, of these hibiscus. So here is one. I accented it with gold foil, and I really like that effect. They came out really pretty, and I paired them up with leaves. So let's just do, I paired these all up nicely. Let me just show them to you while they still look nice. Oh, there's the glare of that lamp again. And as you're going to notice this glare, I got a Tim Holtz glass mat. And I'm not sure how I like it yet. Like I say, it's picking up the glare of the lights. But as far as using it, I really like glass. It's so easy to clean. I also, I know somebody will relate to this. These dies have adhesive on the back, you know, to store your dies. Oh yeah, and here's all those dies you get. That's a lot of dies. Plus I got some out to show you. This, I have ripped more paper or gotten this stuck on more things. And what's really nice is this mat you use for you use this white mat for your alcohol inks or mediums that you, no, not alcohol inks, you do that underneath here. You can watch a video. Tim Holtz explains everything. His stuff does way better than I can. But this is the other medium mat, but nothing sticks to it. So I put all this sticky stuff right on here. Excuse me. I put all this sticky stuff like that, and it doesn't get messed up and doesn't stick on anything. So I like that. I like the black surface. It really makes things pop. And as you can see here, I paired up leaves. Oh, and I wanted to show you. Look at these leaves. Isn't that beautiful with that vein on there? Isn't that so pretty? And look at these little flowers I made. These little, like little hibiscus. How when you do these dimensional dies, they're so pretty. This one, okay, see this pink glitter? I'm going to tell you this right now because I know I'll forget later. So I didn't have any pink glitter, and I really wanted to add some pink to that. But I had the silver glitter, which you can see here. So what I did is I took my alcohol ink marker, and when the pieces were on the piece of silver that I cut out, I just colored them in. I just colored them in really good, and then I popped them out, and I put them on this piece right here. And you can see then I had the pink. So remember that if you get the silver. So the silver also, heads up, that is a Crafter's Companion. The glitter cardstock I use is the Luxury Crafter's Companion. I'm ordering that. I'm doing a big order in a few days, guys. I have to get it before the end of August in to save on the prices going up due to the China tariff. So we got to get those in. The other thing I wanted to show you, so there's that silver's on there. It's in with some blues and stuff, and it's beautiful. I can also just get a package of silver, I believe, as well, if you're interested. But that's on my site right now, the one with the blue, light blue, a little darker blue, and the silver. It's called Winter Glitter Pack. Look at that. That is so pretty and so delicate. And it just cuts so easy. The Altenew dies are so wonderful. I did that one. This one I did with just traditional regular paper. Oh, and in addition to the gold, that is pearl cardstock. Again, that is Crafter's Companion. So I can get that too. Luxury cardstock. Just send me an email if you're interested. This is just regular scrap paper. Again, can you see the dimension in that? What leaf is this? Did we show this leaf yet? Nope, just so delicate. I'm bending it there. There we go. So pretty. And here's this I think like a frog sitting on this, but I did it with the same color to give it more like an embossed look, and it feels so nice. It's so much texture, and it comes out really nice when you use the same colors. Here I use that little green. Now, if you get one of these, all of these are samples, guys. Can you believe that? I give these away. I give these away to my customers when they purchase something. This one's a really nice one. I used a regular white, pearl white, and then the silver cardstock, and I like how that came out too. If you get one of these little ones with a leaf, put them together, put it with the little leaf, put it together, and that makes such a cute tag. I'm a tag person. I love tag. And this one I used a brown and a green, so you can kind of see how nicely those all look. And I'll see if I can show you, see how the depth in there. All right, so now we're going to go and I'm going to show you how, give you some little tips and tricks on how to use the Altenew hibiscus set. Be right back. Okay. One more tip I wanted to show is my big purple tape and what I used it for. I just taped together my plates for the Gemini so that they don't wiggle and move. This tip was, I saw this tip from Jennifer McGuire, and it's wonderful. Thank you, Jennifer, for this tip. So it's a clear, and then the cloudy, then the metal shim, there's the metal shim, and then the magnet. Now I make my sandwich a little bit different, I believe, than Jennifer did. I like my magnet on top because it sticks, the dies stick to them. Get a die here, see? And they don't move as much. It's not really that important. It's just that I find the other things, they slide a lot. And yes, I've cut in my mat. You can kind of see there, I cut a die, put it the wrong way. But, it is what it is. I use my plates, dies, things so much that they're very expendable. They just, I go through them so much for all the samples I make, so I have to always get new ones in anyways, but I go through these products and wear them out. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back and I've got things set up here to show you. So the first thing I want to show you, oh, the other thing is I think I didn't mention my Tim Holtz scissors. I can get these for you for $12.25. I love these scissors. They also now have left-handed ones for you lefties out there. Just wanted to show you those. Really nice scissors. I really enjoy these scissors. Just wanted to show you the leaf, probably the prettiest leaf in that set. I don't know if it's this leaf or if my favorite is this sleeve right here. That's a very, very gorgeous leaf too. But I want to show you how to put that together real quickly as well. So remember, these are kind of like maps, and you line the pieces up and then put the following pieces right over, and they're where they go. So you know that little piece goes right on there. Okay, so on that tip, this little piece goes right on here on the outer edge. And it takes a while to look at it, but if you look at the finished product right here by the color coding, you can see as well how that works. So I just want to do this one for you. Move that out of the way. So we just take it out. This one's super easy. No, there is no adhesive on this. And one of the things I wanted to mention with the stick it, I don't think I mentioned it earlier. The stick it is it's the same thing as this. It has a backing on it. You put it on a piece of cardstock and you rub it, and then you have a piece of backing on it and you cut it out of the stick it, and you've got double-sided adhesive. So it kind of works like that. There's a lot of videos on stick it if you don't know how it's used, but I realized I didn't quite tell you that. It's the same concept, except you're using an 8.5 by 11 piece and using that as the double-sided adhesive. So then with this one, if the die stays in here, again, I'll show you with my pokey tool how it's so much easier. Yes, it stayed in there. Never want the dies to stay in, but when you do, they won't. So I just want to show you. Again, I'm put on my cheaters here, and this makes it so much easier when it's in the die. See that? See how that easily just came right out, and then you've got the one, and you just pull it. There we go. There. Usually it comes off all in one piece, but that's the luck with video. Okay, so do this, and then you line up. So this center vein is going to start here and go right down to an end. So you're going to see how easy it is to line this up. So you put that there. And I tried this different color combination, and you just want to make sure that it's not hitting off the edges. And look at that, it's lining up perfectly. Nothing's off the edges. And then you just push it down to make it adhere. And that's very fine paper. This is the one I pulled when I was doing it. Just put that back. And this one's a little off too. Just put that. And there we have the green with a brown vein. I'm not sure which one you like. I like that effect. I think they're all pretty, the same color ones, and just push it down. Might pop up a little more. You might have to push it down again a little bit to get it there, but it's not terribly hard. So we, just to compare, we had the dark green with the darker brown vein, and then we had the green with the green vein. It's kind of, I like that effect the best, I think, and another light green with a light green vein. I got this prepared. I'm going to do another leaf for the little flower we're making. I've got the background ready. I'm not going to put sticky on this because we don't need the sticky. This is the piece that we're going to use or adhere to. And then this is our little vein part. And see, you use up all your little paper when you put adhesive on it, so it's not as wasteful. And I'm just going to put that there. And I do stick everything down because it's a shame when you put something through the Gemini and it moves or it shifts, and then you can't use it because it fell off the side of the paper. And this is the little center, the little dot, and I'm going to put that in there, and I'll give you a little tip with that. We meant that yellow. And then here's the piece that we're going to, another piece we're going to adhere, and I'll show you how I use my little Xyron here. So I just kind of put this in here. It's really easy. Run it through, comes out the other end right there, and you just kind of cut it right like that. And then nothing fancy, you just kind of rip the edges off. There. Now you have a piece of adhesive cardstock, and you won't get that gummy bits on the edges of them. So I'm going to put this here. Get myself a piece of tape right here. I leave my tape on my Gemini just so it's always there. And then to splurge for the video, I got myself a new cutting plate. My other one was literally bowed. I don't know what it is with me and plates. I tried twisting them, flipping them. I guess it's just because I use so many. So I got a new clear cutting plate. I can get these for you too. I believe my costs are $8.25 off the top of my head. I just looked this up for somebody the other day. I believe that was the cost for a new plate. And again, you won't go through as many as because you don't do the mass amounts of cutting that I do. The other thing is, I'm thinking, there's nothing positive about this, but I'm thinking that companies are going to start devising these plates better, making them a little stronger and a little tougher. Could be wrong, just a little idea I have in the back of my head. I heard something and it was a slip of the tongue, so I'm just going to see how that goes. May not come to fruition, or it may. So remember, you've got your magnet here, and you don't want to cut into it. I have, so if you do, don't worry. So we want to put our cutting side up. Oh, I already cut this one for you. So we want to put, and I've cut that. That's what I want to give you tips. So here's one. We put the cutting side up, and what's nice is hear that kind of snap. The die kind of snaps, and that gives it a little extra less slipping power when I put the magnet up. Okay, die up, and die up. Nice new plate. Love new plates. And I'm just going to go around here and for a minute and run this through my Gemini. Okay, be right back. Okay, here we go, and as you can see, everything cut out beautifully. Usually does with the Gemini. Very rarely do things not cut out nicely with this machine. I can't say enough about it. There we go. Okay, so we just kind of gently remove our dies here. There's that. And then we'll put, I'm going to put that little yellow one there. I'll tell you why after. I'm gonna leave that one there. I'm gonna take this one off. This is our base one. And then I'm going to just do this one right away because this is just a sample here. Show you how nicely this comes out. Grab my tools, make life so much easier. And you can see, isn't that nice? Just so pretty, so perfect. The set, even though it is pricey, there are a lot of very nice things on it. I always stick my tape back on my machine. That way I don't throw it away and I reuse it. A roll of purple tape will last me a good long time. There we go. Okay, so here are some tips and tricks I've learned. So when putting these dies together, this is what people tell me they have trouble with. The pattern of how to put things together. And I get that because it is a little confusing. So what I tell people is you got to think of it as a puzzle. If you love puzzles, this is why you will enjoy this. So I'm going to bring this over here so we can kind of look. So what you do is this is the set we've got. So what you got to kind of do, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see better here. So what you got to kind of do is arrange these in the order that they go. So we can see here that there's this little edge that's kind of like a triangle-ish. This is rounded and it's got to face that way when you do it. So I'm going to put this down right here. I'm going to compare this to what I've got, and I'm going to line it up the same way. Again, think of it as a puzzle. So there we go, kind of looks like that. Got that little jagged edge up there, that pointy edge out there, kind of like this. The next step is to add this piece. That is this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to take it out. And a little trick that I've learned with my pokey tool right here is I kind of go like this. I take my pokey tool and I kind of push it in there. While it's in the die, it's a little bit easier to get that backing off there. And then just pull it out. And then just being in that die kind of gives it the extra support. So then we take, now it's sticky now, so be careful. So now we want to align this one up. Okay. And here's what we do. So when we align this up, I don't have this on my non-adherent mat. It's sticking to the Tim Holtz. So see, there we go. So there is, you can see that little piece right there is kind of jutting up. And there's the little piece right there to compare them. Okay. So like a puzzle, I'm going to take my piece here and I'm going to look at this and I'm going to align this on that accordingly. There we go. Make it so it kind of has nice even borders. Do that in there. And I'll bring that up close so you can see it. So that was part 2. The next part, part 3, is this part right here. This little purple part there. Okay, so this is piece 3 of the puzzle. That's piece 3. And we look at our map here, and there's 3. Remember I said things stick to these things? I had that piece of paper stuck on there. Okay, so here's piece 3, and we kind of match it up with that piece 3, and we can see we got to put it upside down like that, and that's how it's facing. So now they're kind of looking alike, and this is in the position that it's supposed to be in. So I know I kind of go, this is where I grab my tweezers because they're a little less fumbly than my fingers. So I know that this kind of goes like that, and I just line it up to where I can see that everything looks kind of good. So when I line that up, you can see this piece is lining up there, that's in the center, that's not going off, and that lines up with that. That piece has nothing, it's the way it was made, and then I press it so it'll adhere. Now the little piece, this is a tricky piece. This is such a tiny piece to put on. It would be easier just to get some dot and pearl dot or something and put it in, but I want to use what they gave us, You know, I'm trying to be a purist here. So what I do is, like I said, definitely the piercing tool is easier to use in this case. So you just kind of take that and get that. See that? Right, it came right out. Now that's ready to go into stick. So what I do is I leave it in the die. It's a little easier for me. And I put it where I think it'll go on the flower, approximately. Right there. Remove the die, poke it with my pokey tool. That looks pretty good. Press it down. And there you go. There is the flower that we made. And it came out, I think they're beautiful. Came out really nice. And here's the leaf we made to go with it. And we'll just put these together right here and do that. And again, put that on a little tag, maybe at an angle like that. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hey, go craft something.